Hello everyone, I'm RobtheMod, and this is part 75 of Gran Turismo 6 on the PlayStation 3, and we are going to try and clean up these 2 stars that I did not get here on this International B event, the GT All-Stars Championship. So we're going to try and do the high-speed ring and the Mountain Panorama Motor Racing Circuit. Now, earlier in the week, and literally yesterday, you will have seen part 3 of Gran Turismo 1 on the PS3, obviously. And that was the second license test. The second license test, I didn't actually finish it. I only did the first 3 events, because the thing is, there's only 3 licenses in that game. B, B, A, and then S. Or, is it called S or is it called Racing or whatever? I don't know, whatever. But the point is, there's only 3 licenses in the game, and there's really only like 4 races, like not 4, right? Like 4 cups. So you need like the B license to do the first one, fair enough, and then you need like the A license to do the second and third, and then you need the S or whatever to do the the last one. I was like, well, that won't be that long of a series on the channel, you know. It shouldn't be that difficult. I probably should have looked up how difficult Gran Turismo 1 actually is. I mean, I'm going to be fair, it's not... You know, basically, I did, like, the first part of the license test and the first 3. So A1 to 3, and that was fine. I mean, A3 was kind of difficult. It took many attempts, but it's in the video that you saw yesterday. Or that came out yesterday. Then we moved on to A4. That's later in the week, but I've just recorded it. And bearing in mind, it's been a couple of months, maybe, since I recorded part 3. Because those were done at the time when I was recording a bunch of stuff as, like... Because I was like, I'm going to do different games on the channel. Oh, what? Thanks. Thanks, you utter... And I've lost control completely. There we go. What was that? He literally turned into me. How am I supposed to, like, professional racing drivers? Oh, yeah. That does not help. Like, I'm in a mood already from Gran Turismo 1. This shit does not help Gran Turismo. Like, I want to do Gran Turismo 7. Like, let's just say the A4 license test in Gran Turismo 1. Gran Turismo 1 is going on a hiatus, right? That's all I'm gonna say. Don't push me. What? They just literally shove you out the way. Like, this is what I was complaining about in the last episode of this. I don't like complaining about games in the thing. But when stuff like that is happening, it's ridiculous. It's like the AI just shoves you out the way with no regards to where, like, your racing line, where you are. Like, sorry, Gran Turismo fans. I mean, I like Gran Turismo. I know, like, me shouting at it here is not, probably does not sound like it, but I do like it. But all I'm going to say is, right, in regards to that, Forza has the better AI, and I hope that you guys, even if you are a Gran Turismo fan, you understand where I'm coming from, right? Like, I don't know if I've done a good job explaining it in previous episodes, but, like, the Drivatar AI system in Forza is just superior to this. I'm sorry. Polyphony just needs to, like, they never would, Sony would never allow it or anything, but they just need to license that technology. It is so superior. I don't want a wall ride. What? Get off the wall, car. I was braking and it just still wasn't turning off the wall. So yeah, the A4 license test in Gran Turismo 1 is ridiculous. Like, I looked up a guide. I mean, it's a 20-minute episode and it's just me repeatedly failing. So, to be fair, if you don't want to see that, if you don't want to hear me rage at the game, then, like I'm doing in this one, then do not watch that one. But, basically, all I'm going to say there is, it's ridiculous in the fact that, well, I was looking up a YouTube guide and there's just people in the comments going, this is impossible. Like, I honestly think it may actually be impossible in automatic. I mean, the thing is, the YouTube guide that I was watching, the guy was doing it in automatic, so you'd think, oh, well, it can't be. But I think it may legitimately be impossible in automatic in PAL. Like, because I'm in the UK, so, well, I should say Europe. So, for that era of video games, we used PAL on our TV technology, which was 50 frames a second, and NTSC for Japan and the US was 60. So you get 10 more frames per second. Means things go faster. And it's why NTSC versions of games are preferred for speedruns. Even if, because the thing is, PAL games came out quite often. Not these days, obviously, when games get pretty much worldwide release dates. But back in the day, it would take months for like a PAL version of the game to come out, and quite often they'd get a bunch of bug fixes. So you'd think that, like, for speedrunners and stuff. I mean, I know a lot. Well, actually, that would actually make complete sense, because obviously, speedrunners, to speedrun the game, you would want the version that has bugs in it, so you can actually, like, you know, go through a wall or whatever that might have been patched out in the PAL version. That actually makes sense. But I suppose if you're trying to do a speedrun of a game completely, like, as if someone was playing it, then you wouldn't want then I suppose you'd want a PAL version of the game, apart from the fact that it runs slow. Not an issue now, obviously, with, like, I mean, it was with this generation of systems that was not really a thing. I mean, PS2, Xbox 360, PS2 and the original Xbox era, I should say, GameCube. A lot of those games, they support something called PAL 60. Not all the games, but a lot of them support something called PAL 60, which is, because the thing is with PAL, is it has superior colour to NTSC. Not really an issue now that we have HDMI and even, you know, like 4K high dynamic range and stuff, but back in the analog days, PAL had superior colour to NTSC. But it was slower in the frame rate. And it all comes down to electricity cycles, because you want your TV to be on the correct like hertz with your electricity supply. So I don't exactly know how PAL 60 worked, but basically it gives you 60 interlaced frames a second, which was very nice, I suppose. I ended up using it because my TV supported it. Of course, like I said, not every game supported it, but it was quite nice. Anyway, we won, finally. God, that was so rage-inducing at the start. But yeah, so the A4 license test, I don't know if I did a good job explaining what the issue is, but basically you have to go around multiple corners. And you have 39 seconds to do it, and I kept doing it 40 seconds, and this, you know, it took me 20 minutes to do this episode. Didn't even complete it. I was like, I can't do Gran Turismo 1 anymore. I know we're only 4 episodes in, but it's going on hiatus. Like, legitimately what I'm gonna do, because I started doing Gran Turismo 1 at the time, because I was like, I don't have Gran Turismo 7, it's probably going to be ages before I get Gran Turismo 7. And then Amazon Black Friday, it was on sale. So I ended up getting it, and that's basically what happened. I got the game then, and I was like, well, I have not released the Gran Turismo 1 episodes yet, but it's, you know, I want to do Gran Turismo 7, but I can't. I can't until I've either completed Gran Turismo 6 or 1. But now I'm just going to Gran Turismo 7 in place of Gran Turismo 1. And we will come back to Gran Turismo 1. I think the issue is that obviously games back in that era were a lot more difficult. I mean, I even looking at like Ratchet and Clank 2, right? I'm doing the HD version. It's on the PS3. I'm going to record it as soon as I've done Gran Turismo 6 here. But it is there are bits of that game where it is. Why am I going off the track here? Yeah, there's bits of that game where I'm like, this game is aimed at children. How? It's kind of ridiculous. But I was I mean, I got the boss battle, and the thing is with boss battles in games is that I got to I can't really talk during them. I think that might be what I might have to do for Gran Turismo 1 actually. If I come, I might try, and the thing is now I've added FIFA 23 as like an additional game on the channel. Obviously that means I've got even more stuff to record. So it's awkward, but I was thinking like if I'm gonna do them, I might try and do Gran Turismo 1. Like I'll see if I can get past that license test. Like just concentrating on it and not having to do commentary over it, and we'll see how it goes. What car is this? It's an Alfa Romeo of some sort. I recognise that. God's sake, car, get on the road. Get on the road. This track is not wide enough. Like, what the hell? Like, and as soon as a wheel of the car goes on the grass here as well, it's just, the car just immediately wants to turn to that angle. Why they would think that putting such high... I mean, I know it's a Bathurst motor racetrack, it's bloody designed for V8 supercars in Australia, but it is also ridiculous. Like, maybe it just seems because of the first person camera angle, but yeah, this is just, it is kind of ridiculous. Come on, need to catch up to whatever car's in front. And what doesn't help is I think that Alfa Romeo, I think it's an Alfa Romeo, that just seems really wide at the back, that thing. I don't think I could overtake it. Okay, that... well, I overtook the Ferrari, but then it overtook me again because I did not brake enough for the corner. Right. Yeah, it's an Alpha of some kind. What is it? I'm not... Well, I can see... I can't read that because it's in its font. Right, can I actually get past? No, don't go that side. I could feel it pulling to the right. What? And this is also going to sound like me complaining as well. What really does not help... Oh, thanks. That Corvette actually helped me. I did not intend to use it as a brake, but it worked. What does not help though as well is I think this PS3 controller is going. This DualShock 3. It's... I don't know how to describe it. It's got like an issue where it only just started today. Like, it's never happened before, but as soon as I turned my PS3 on, in the XMB, it was... I wasn't even touching it. It was like changing like what was highlighted. It was going up and down, left and right and all that. I was like, what? And then I plugged it in to the... it's not wireless at the moment. It's like plugged in and charging, even though I think it's got full battery anyway. But I plugged it in and it seemed to stop doing that. But then when I was doing Gran Turismo 1, there was bits where the camera was looking like backwards, as if I was pressing L1 when I wasn't, which really did not help on some of my runs on that. So that kind of was pissing me off as well at the same time. And yeah, I wonder if it's because that thing was like, it was on the XMP, it was like I was using the analog stick. So I'm wondering if when I was going along that bit and the car's pulling a little bit to the right, I wonder if it's that. Luckily I do actually have a spare PS3 DualShock free, because I got one when I bought a fat model PS3. I actually bought a fat model PS3 intending to do some custom firmware stuff on it. And then the site that does the custom firmware let's just say it had issues. Their domain had issues. They weren't actually, it wasn't like seized by the FBI or anything, which is what happens with streaming sites and stuff. But I think their website just ran out. And they're like, oh, we're going to try and fix this. And then that was back in like September. And then guess what? I checked in October and it wasn't working still. So we'll see. But yeah, I had I intended to like custom firmware, like fully custom firmware mod a PS3 Fat, because I play on a PS3 Slim, which, while it does have, lost the back end briefly there, while this does have a hen on it, which is homebrew enabler, that's known in the business as hybrid firmware, which basically means that it's technically Sony's custom firmware, but they've like got like a little injector thing that they've found a little code, like bug in the code that they can use to inject it. It's basically a soft mod. Like, you can completely uninstall. I mean, you can uninstall custom firmware anyway, but you can literally completely uninstall hen and sell this PS3 and no one would ever know, basically. Whereas while you can uninstall custom firmware on a PS3, like full custom firmware, it is a little bit more difficult. In fact, it's probably a lot more difficult. But of course, when you've got full custom firmware, there's a lot more stuff you can do. But of course, the other thing about hen is that even though I would never take it on PSN, it is technically like PSN compatible, especially considering Sony really don't care about PS3 anymore. We're on the 4th lap. Let's see if we can like actually get a completely clean lap here without hitting anything. That'd be really excellent. In the next episode, I guess we're gonna move on to the mission races, which there'll be 5 of those. They're kind of like mini license tests, but they're not. trying to make sure that the back end of the car does not go onto the grass, because then it will spin me out. What doesn't help is that I have like hard racing tyres on, because my first attempt, you won't have seen it, but my first attempt was in this car on that first race, and I just like the back end, just as soon as I went around that first corner, just completely lost grip, because the car had sports tyres on for some reason. I guess it's the tyres that it came with, because none of the others were unlocked. So this cost me 17 grand in credits for the hard racing tyres here, but it seems to have worked, because obviously I've won the I'm winning the event, as long as I don't mess up on the last lap, which, considering it's me, could actually happen. In fact, I reckon that's probably what happened on the well, actually no, I don't. I reckon it was probably more of like an actual battle, because I probably didn't have a super fast car at that point. Probably had a car that was compatible with the event, but nothing like that was the best. Actually, that might be something that I might have to check out, because you know how I was complaining about, I did the NASCAR event, didn't I, and I was like, oh, the car was immediately spinning out. I wonder if that's it. I'm going to check. As soon as this race is done, I'm going to go back in the NASCAR car, and I'm going to just check that that it actually has hard racing tyres on it. Because if it had sport racing tyres on it, I am literally going to like, or sports tyres, or even like road tyres, heaven forbid, on it, I'm going to like scream, because that would literally be, I think, the issue. Like, how stupid, game, if that was the case though. How stupid could you be to put like sports tyres on a NASCAR vehicle? Because this car has, I mean, yes, this is a road car, so it kind of makes sense that it's got sports tyres on it. But on the track, they were just causing it to spin out immediately if I went flat out around the corner. Like, the back end would just be like, just gone. So we'll see. We'll see if the NASCAR car that I had has the correct tyres on it. Because tyres are not really something I've really, I mean, I think it's something I had to deal with in Forza Motorsport, but it's not something I had to deal with in Horizon. But yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Come on. Oh, super cheap autos. But I mean, that's been the advert the entire time. But here we go, across the finish line, finish. That felt longer than the high speed ring. Probably because it was. It took 10 minutes to do that. But yeah, let's for 41,000 credits, I'm sure that was worth the time. But I earned 1 star. I don't know why I. Considering I finished bronze, surely I should have earned 2 more stars. But whatever. But yeah, next week, Gran Turismo 7 will be replacing Gran Turismo 1. Not something I intended to do, but it's what happened. Let's get in this NASCAR vehicle then, and we will, once it's loaded, here we go. Right, by the way, next episode, we will be doing, what will we be doing? Oh, hang on. I think it's telling me I've unlocked a car. Yep. Nice, the Diablo GT298. Thank you, game. No, I don't want to use it. Don't know why it would think I would want to use it right now, but thank you. We will be doing, we've done the 1 make races, haven't we? Yeah, we've done the 2 one-make races that exist. So yeah, next episode we will be doing these 5 mission races, and then I'm not going to look at the coffee break challenge, but that's what we will be doing in the one after that. But first we're going to go into our garage, and we're going to go into the car list, and we are going to, because now I have a Red Bull Junior as well for some reason. Don't know where that came from. Where is... I assume it's this. Let's, please update your car image. Okay. Don't know what the hell this is about. And I can't close this, by the way, so... There we go, right. I'm going to change into it a second. Even though we're immediately going to come back out of it. Got 101 cars in our garage, nice. Thought I might have had more than that, but... I'm going to go into the car settings here. No, we have got racing hard tyres on, okay. That's, don't know why that was an issue then. But, yeah, we were doing that and it didn't go very well. That's why there's no stars in it. But, eventually we're going to try and collect all this. I don't know why I was doing shit at the Race Masters. I came 4th there, apparently. But, okay, we'll do that at some point. Anyway, I've been RobtheMod. Thank you very much for watching part 75 of Gran Turismo 6 on the PlayStation 3. I will see you later in the week for more, and ta-ra!